These are some of the most emotional moments in NFL history. You know, the NFL isn't just about winning and losing. There are some moments that just hit you right in the heart. Let's talk about a few of them. First up, let's start with Pat McAfee. Back in 2013, during a Colts home game, McAfee went all out and surprised a military family with a brand new Toyota SUV. But the best part was yet to come. Just as everyone was celebrating, their dad, who had just returned from Afghanistan, walked out. It was a truly magical moment. Next, let's talk about a moment all Vikings fans will never forget. On January 14, 2018, it seemed like the game was over for the Vikings. Trailing by 1 point with just seconds left in a playoff game against the Saints, they needed a miracle. And then, something incredible happened. The Saints' Marcus Williams made one of the biggest mistakes in NFL history. He went for the ball instead of the tackle. Taking advantage of the error, Stephon Diggs caught the pass and ran for the game-winning touchdown. For any Vikings fan, it doesn't get better than that. Now, let's move on to a moment that happened just a few weeks ago. During the first game of the 2022 NFL season, Isaiah McKenzie had a surprise that no one saw coming, not even his pregnant sister. After scoring a touchdown in the third quarter, McKenzie looked directly into the camera and yelled, "Big man Spike in Buffalo!" McKenzie became a legend for doing that for his sister. But what Torrey Smith did for his brother on September 23, 2012, is truly unforgettable. Hours before a game between the Ravens and the Patriots, Torrey's brother, Tevin, tragically died in a motorcycle accident. This left Smith with an impossible decision: play the game he loved or grieve his brother's death. But he did both. He played the best game of his life and dedicated the performance to his brother. That night, Smith had 6 catches for 127 yards and scored 2 touchdowns in a thrilling 31-30 victory. It was such an emotional night for Smith and his family. Even that isn't the most emotional moment. The sudden death of John Madden hit people in unexpected ways. On December 28, 2021, the NFL world lost a legend and an icon. From being inducted into the Hall of Fame as a coach, to being the face of a beloved video game franchise, and winning 16 Sports Emmy Awards for color commentary, Madden truly was one of a kind. As Commissioner Roger Goodell said, "Nobody loved football more than Coach. He was football. There will never be another John Madden." Now, let's talk about Shaquem Griffin. The odds were stacked against Griffin from the day he was born. He was born with a condition that prevented the fingers on his left hand from fully developing. The pain was so unbearable that at 4 years old, he tried to cut off his own hand. The next day, his mother had his left arm amputated, but from there, the rest was history. Griffin proved to be just as good with one arm as most people are with two. He was so good that he was drafted into the NFL, and even better, he was drafted by the same team as his twin brother, Shaquille, the Seattle Seahawks. However, not all stories have happy endings. For instance, Sean Taylor's story is truly heartbreaking. By 2006, Taylor had it all. His first Pro Bowl with the Redskins, a fiancée, and a newborn daughter. But it turns out he was too generous. Taylor had given all of his close relatives keys to his house. Unfortunately, this carelessness allowed 4 burglars, whom Taylor knew, to sneak in and try to break into his safe. When Taylor went to investigate, he was shot in the upper leg. He bled out and died less than 24 hours later on November 18, 2007. The league mourned the loss by placing a number 21 decal on the back of all helmets during Week 13. The Redskins also unveiled a banner with his name and number on it, and established a trust fund for his daughter. The NFL definitely has a soft spot for situations like this. But now let's move on to a more positive story about Kurt Warner. Making it to the NFL isn't easy, and Warner learned that the hard way. After going undrafted in the 1994 NFL Draft, he was signed and then cut by the Packers a few days later. From there, he found himself working as a grocery store bagger for $5.50 an hour. As humbling as that was, Warner never lost hope and was eventually signed by the Rams in 1998. The very next year, he was thrust into the starting lineup after the starting quarterback suffered a season-ending injury. With the offense in his control, he never looked back. That same year, Warner earned MVP honors and led his team to a Super Bowl victory. Hard work really does pay off.